Hello, welcome to this special episode of the Smile, Create, Repeat demonstration video for the Summer Sketchbox. We're going to do a drawing of a strawberry from life using some awesome pens from this summer surprise. Alright. One of the nice things about this sketchbook is you can draw right over the spine, which is the fold, so that's what we're going to do. I have a little strawberry, or a strawberry, set up right here that I'm going to be drawing. We have our, I'm not using the pencils, but you can use those of course to, if I was doing a more finished drawing I would use those, but here I just want to just draw and see what happens with the pen. So let's go. I'm going to start with the fine tip pen. And my line's going to break because I think that adds interest. And also the subject is the strawberry, and the surface of that is not super smooth, so it adds to it. And I have a bunch of seeds. And then we have the leaves up here. Oh, I should have drawn this a little smaller. It comes like that. Then we got one sticking straight out, which I'm not going to draw. Now I'll add it in, and let's see if we can get that. And I am observing, like the veins, I think, in this leaf up here. It's not just like the way you draw a stereotypical leaf where it's just in the middle, then they come out. It actually comes up and it broke into two there. That's why I did that, and I thought that was, I was ready to just draw a straight line, and then I looked and saw that, so I added that detail in. Because I'm trying to get this, do this right from observation, but these don't need to be perfect. Really photorealistic if I don't want to, because that's what this whole thing's about, but I'm still trying to catch what I'm seeing, because that helps me learn how to do this better. Alright, so now I'm just going to go in and let's see, where would, now I'm just going to add some darks in there, but I'm going to go in with the black pen, the bigger pen, but I want to put some notes in here just so I can see what I'm doing, so it doesn't, so I don't want to say mess it up, but I don't want to mess it up. So I'm kind of sketching in some of the darks just so I can see it and see if I like the way it looks. Okay. So, actually let's draw in the cast shadow, which is, so you have the strawberry here, the shadow that it's making on the surface is the cast shadow, it's casting the shadow. So I'm just going to draw the outline of it, and the light is really straight over it, it's coming here, so there's a little bit over here on the left side, and it's very light there because I have a bunch of lights creating a lot of different shadows and filling in some of the shadows with light from other sources. So I'm going to, so what I should have done is just picked one and used that. But the light, my main light is straight over, so maybe there would be a little shadow. If it's close enough it would, so. And this shadow, from the leaves at the top are much lighter than these dark areas on the leaves. So if I'm going to shade those, I'm going to have to use this pen. And how do I want to do it? Well, let's do it. You do a bunch of thin lines, and that gets some light in there. I'm turning this so I can actually draw. And that looks dark now, but once we go in and add the really dark areas, that will lighten up. It won't lighten up, it'll look much lighter in contrast. And then this shadow was real light, so I'm making these lines farther apart. Yeah, that looks too pattern-like, but alright. Let's see what we can do with this is the sign pen. And this is a brush tip, but it's a different type of brush tip where it's quite rubbery. So you can really push down on it, and it comes back to what it is. So I'm going to go in and actually add some darks and also some line variation. So it makes some thick and thinner lines, just to see what that looks like. And there's a shadow on the underside of that leaf. This one's got a big shadow. Okay, now we got bugger. I'm just coloring that in like it was a leaf. It is not. And this is darker because it's going way back towards the middle of the strawberry, so that is dark back there. Okay, and I'm just doing some of those marks just to add a variety for the shadows. And now, because I did some of those thick lines, varying weight, I'm going to add some of that to some of the shapes, edges on the strawberry to bring it all together. And again, I'm probably going to keep them breaking, so it's not one constant line, and not just because the fold's there, but because it's darker, and I like the interest of the broken line. Okay, so I'm going to add some of the seeds. I'm not going to draw them all in because you're not going to want to watch this video of me just drawing in all these seeds, but I would go, and I'm not going to draw them exactly, of course, well, not of course, but I'm not going to draw them exactly how they are, but I'm paying attention to how they line up on the surface. So they're kind of pointing down, but they go at an angle, and they curve around. So they're not just straight up and down, left and right. They almost go kind of like that, but then also contouring around the surface of it. And that one was way too big. So maybe I'll just do some to show that they're there. And then way over here, you don't have many because they're curving around and they sit inside the surface of it, of the strawberry, so they're hidden. Excuse me. Okay. So now that I've got the basic shape down, I'm going to go in and add more shading with this with the thin pen. And the leaves are darker, so I'm just going to do some hatching, and I'll show you some cross hatching. So this leaf is dark down at the bottom. Cross hatching is you cross your lines to make it look darker. You can also, because this leaf you can see there's lines in it. So I'm going to go with the contour of the leaf and try to add some value. It's darker down here. And you might not want to do all these different techniques in your drawing, but I'm just trying to show you different ways of doing it. And then this part here is actually, this is one leaf, so it's coming over like this. So maybe here I do draw them like that to show that it's curving over. And then this one is curving away. And you can combine them, as I did there. Okay, so there's that. And now let's add some of this. Let's try to get some volume on the strawberry. So what do I want to do? I don't know. I want to do it. I think I'll do it this way. And I guess we'll see if this... I'm trying to bring it around the curve, around the surface of the strawberry, to show that it's round. Oh, I gotta turn it over. Then this really comes around. Okay. And now we got it dark right here. I'm sorry about the fumbling with it. How is that going? See, I'm trying to figure this out too. Because it's kind of straight there, but it curves over there. And then this surface and I don't want to add too many lines, but right here it is a little darker, and it might be shadow or maybe just that part's ripe. So now I'm trying to really get the shape down there, and then it's rounded, but then it kind of flattens off there. So I'm doing some flat lines there. And here you can see that it looks like it's rounded here and then flatter there. So what I needed to do was make these curved lines rounder, softer, because you can see what it was doing. So this part, let's bring it, and as I'm going, excuse me, sorry about that, just the lines, if you go in these different directions, you can really shape the strawberry and create the volume you're looking for. So this bump here, maybe it does go that way, right? And then this comes that way. And maybe I need to do some lines like this, right? To show that that is coming around like that. And certainly over there, I felt like I needed that, right? That's probably why I was struggling, because I was trying not to do that at the beginning. But now you can really see. Look at how that looks like it's popping right out of the thing. It's like another strawberry growing out of there, and that's not what's really, that's not what I see here. So I have to figure out how am I going to solve that. I need to draw more lines like that, maybe add more, flatten it down a little. Bring it in like that. Maybe I want to add more of that over here. And then we'll go in. And then how does that, then that. Kind of flattens out. And then it is darker there, like I said before, because it's ripe. Okay. So I think that's, yeah, I'm going to add a couple. Use the other brush to add some more seeds. And maybe I'm not drawing the seeds, maybe I'm using the shape of the brush to define it, right? And I don't want to get carried away here. So I'm just gonna imply these seeds are here and here. But I'm still looking and really trying to see where they are. And maybe, I think I might be making these too small, too close. So I don't think I should have made those there. So if I could undo, Control Z, Control Z, I'd undo those, undo some of those, and just have a couple, might even get rid of those and just add a few right here. But I'm going to leave it the way it is now, because I can't erase it, and go back in and just tighten up the shading part on the leaves just to make it look a little more finished. Let's see, and it's a little darker. I'm squinting, and this shadow really blends in with some of the shadow on top of that strawberry. So I'm going in and really making that darker there, and then this also blends in. Okay, and then let's get a little darker shadow, and I'm leaving a little space between the line I drew and then where the edge of the shadow is I'm drawing, because some of the light reflected back off the tissue that I have the strawberry on. So I'm going to leave that as a little bit of reflected light, and I'm still following the contour that I established earlier in the drawing. So I want to keep that dimension in my drawing. Okay, so now we got, excuse me, I have I have a red pen here, which is cool. It's a brush pen, and I'm just going to go in and color the red, and maybe along the edge, maybe I'll keep a little of the white there. Just to have a little highlight. And then once we go over it, I like the texture of the brush. If you go quick, it's not drying out, but it's almost like it's drying out, so you get a little texture, which is nice. Instead of just a finished, a nice flat level coverage. Then you can go over it again and get more coverage if you want, but you have a little variation in the color. And if I wasn't doing this on a video for you, because you don't want to see me just color this, I would go a little slower. But now I'm just trying to get in where you can see. I don't need to explain it. Okay, now just going back over it to see if I can add some, see what happens. Can I add more dimension, texture with this? Sure can. Plus it'll make it a little more saturated, the red. Plus, if you do it light like this, like the brush, you can have a variety of line pressure, and you vary the line, the pressure you draw with. You can have different line width. So, all right. So the last thing is we have this white pen, which I'm actually gonna. Alright, so now I'm going to go in and add in some of the highlights, because the strawberry's real shiny right around the seeds. There's lots of little highlights. So I'm going in with my white pen. Wow, they're really all over the place. Neat. So I'm adding it to the top edge around the seed. And this here, yeah, it's fun. And then I'm looking, and then I'm also making design decisions. Like, what do I want it to do? And that's really about it. So the biggest thing with sketchbook is the sketchbook is for you to explore and experiment and learn how to use tools, of course, the different supplies in this case, but also just, you heard me go through all the mistakes I made learning how to do this, so next time I'll have a better idea. So just draw, and don't worry about the results unless you're making a video of it, then maybe you do. But and one last thing before we go is, some of you are probably wondering what this clip was doing in your surprise. Well, you have this notebook, your sketchbook, you have your pencils, they're falling all over the place. So what you can do, and what I do, is on the back cover, you can clip that right on there and hold your pencils. So I have 2 pencils here, put them like that, you can fold those over, and then it's all together. And when you have points on your pencils, obviously you don't draw with those, you can slide them down, here, so the points, the tip, is inside the book, so they get protected and you don't get poked. And if you have the clip like that, you have your pen, you might be able to clip the clip on the clip. So then you can hold all those things. And it's just a little easier. These are sticking out, of course, but they'll be all together with you. So you have those there. And then when you're ready to draw, it comes off pretty easy, and then you can get right to it. Thank you for watching. If you got this and you really like it, please subscribe to Smile, Create, Repeat. We'd love to have you with us. That's where we send out a new box of a surprise every month. You can learn more at smilecreaterepeat.com. And if you do something in your sketchbook, we would love to see it, so please share it with us on social media, on Facebook or on Instagram, and tag us, hashtag SmileCreateRepeat or @ and then SmileCreateRepeat. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this and have a great time with your summer sketchbox.